Eastern Europe hub, and my day job outside of the Wikimedian is a creative tech center called the Tumo Center in Yerevan, Armenia, where I spend most of my week around teenagers building things. So youth engagement isn't a side interest for me, it's the reason I'm here. I mention this because it's easy to treat youth participation as an abstract idea or a pipeline or a strategy doc, but for some of us it's more than that. So the community I work with personally is an endangered diaspora language wiki, and there are young contributors who are an integral part of it. Today we've got three very different answers to the question of how we build a space where young people can actually lead in the Wikimedia movement. We have two individuals from the CEE Youth Group, Asma from Malaysia and Estonia, and Nikos from Greece. We have another participant from WikiVibrance from Nigeria, Favor. And then we also have the Young Wikipedians, where we'll have Janos joining us to talk more about the German language Young Wikipedians, let's say, group. And we also have Fernanda from Mexico helping us moderate the chat. Thank you for that, Fernanda. So different regions, different structures, very different starting points, but the same, more or less, goals. We'll start with short presentations and introductions, then we'll get into how these groups got off the ground, how they keep people around, and how much they run themselves, how the harder stuff, not being taken seriously because of your age, very, very interesting things. And then after that, the floor will be yours for questions. So let's start editing the future. I want to give the floor off to Asma and Nikos to share their presentations, introduce themselves, the work that they carry out, and then we'll do Q&A sessions after that. The floor is yours, Nikos and Asma.
Okay, thank you so much, Shahin. So I'm going to start first. Hello, my name is Asma. So I'm a Malaysian, but I currently live in Estonia, so that's why I am also part of the CEE Youth Group. And today I will be talking about the CEE Youth Group. I just wanted to check if the presentation slide is being shared right now.
Yes, I see the presentation slide.
All right, so thank you, Shahin, for confirming that. So just a brief introduction about the CEE Youth Group. So the CEE Youth Group is actually a regional network of young Wikimedians that has been founded since August 2023 by the CEE Hub. And the purpose of the CEE Youth Group in the region is to unite and empower young editors across the region. And CEE stands for Central and Eastern Europe and also Central Asia. As a big word, the region is also known as CEECA. And we also had our first meeting physically in Prague, Czech Republic in 2023. And the purpose of the yearly meeting for in person is for the youth group to decide on the next activity that they will be doing on the upcoming year, and also to sum up the activities that has been done throughout the year, while also to coordinate a new task for the members of the CEE Youth Group. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the members of the CEE Youth Group, currently we are active with over 100 members across the region. In Telegram itself, we have over 106 members, including the people who are assisting us with all of our projects and also advising on the tasks that we are doing and things like that. And if you look at the globe and also the square on the screen, so if you look at the square section, you can see that as the color on the map gets darker, there are more members in the countries as well. So right now we have a lot of members from Uzbekistan and Turkey, and there are over 90 members itself in total from all of the region. So I'm going to pass the mic to Nikos for the next presentation.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikos from Greece. I'm one of the members of the CEE Youth Group from August 2023. Thank you, Asma, for delivering the first slide of the presentation, and Sahin for the introduction that you did for us. So I will be speaking today about the working groups of the CEE Youth Group and the annual meetings that we have done in the CEE Youth Group in the last 3 years. I will begin with the annual meetings first, which are one of the most important traditions of the CEE Youth Group. In the annual meetings that we did in November each year, in 2023, 2024, and 2025, we are discussing what we want to do in the next year in the CEE Youth Group. We also discuss what we did this year and what went well, what we want to do better the next year, and to do our plans for the next year. It's basically a small meeting of the 15 most active members of the youth group, the CHAP staff, and local youth, which is invited to participate, in order to see what we did well this year, what we didn't do well this year, and what we want to improve or begin the next year. So it's a strategical planning and a strategical planning session. It is also a session, the annual meeting, that takes place usually in the last days of November and last 2 days. The host is appointed by the CEE Hub in collaboration with the CEE Youth Group members since 2026. Before 2026, it was selected directly by the CEE Hub, and the annual meeting happened 2 times in the Czech Republic, in Prague, in 2023 and 2024, and in 2025 took place for the first time elsewhere, in Armenia, in Yerevan, hosted by the Wikimedia Armenia in collaboration with the CEE Hub. In 2026, it was decided by the Hub that the youth members we select its hosting place for the first time, and that was as a result that we decided to hold it in Serbia. So the youth working group was established in May 2026 to decide for the cost of the youth group general meetup, immersion meetup, and we decided that we will do it in Serbia in November 26 after we got 2 proposals from Serbia and Uzbekistan, and we decided that the proposal sent by Wikimedia Serbia was most fulfilling our guidelines, our desires, our requirements, and it was more equipped at the time being to host the meeting of the members of the youth group. So we decided that from the current year, from 2026, we will be deciding with a youth working group composed by members of the youth group selected by the CCAP, who will host the meeting. We will also talk about today about the working groups of the CEE Youth Group. We have many working groups which were founded in 2024 after the 2023 general meeting in Prague in order to work more and give more emphasis and focus to various topics and aspects that we consider important for the development of the CEE Youth Group members' capacities and knowledge. One of them is social media. Definitely, the social media working group is the most successful of all of them, as especially since 2025, it has become much stronger. We had initially only 3 members, and the posts in Instagram, where we usually post most of our content, in the CEE Youth Group, social media working group, social media handles. We posted in 2024 when the youth Instagram was first created by the nascent social media working group. We used to post a few content and sporadically, but since 2025, when after the 2024 in-person meetup in Prague, we decided to recruit some members for the youth group social media working group, and the CEE Hub also hired a new social media and communication specialist, which is Carolina from Poland. We began to organize our program for the posting much more systematically. We become more organized. We began to pioneer with new ideas, and since then, the Social Media Working Group has developed a very successful Instagram presence with 300 followers in the Instagram of the youth group. And we post usually 1 to 2 times a week about everything, about the youth group activities, about things that happen in the Wikimedia movement, about things that happen in the CEE region by the youth group members, and other events done by the local affiliates who are related to youth or are focused to young participants. We also have other working groups such as the Internal Governance Working Group. This group is giving emphasis on developing the internal governance statute, the internal statute of the youth group that defines our rules about how the youth group works, how core members and general members of the youth group are defined. Core member in the youth group is those who belong in a working group at least. Also, the youth internal governance working group is also about making our rules that we have adopted to function better and administer better our youth working groups, like the social media working group. The youth internal governance working group was created in 2025, and in June 2025, it adopted the first internal governance statute of the youth group. Also, another working group that we have been working on in the CEE group is a building skills working group. This group is focused on developing skills matrix of the youth group, matching the skills and the knowledge of the community members of the youth group in order to better plan some activities that will help them to better develop their capacities, like doing workshops in the future about teaching specific skills to the CEE group members by Wikimedians and other people who know this stuff better and profess capacities and skills like organizing skills, like managing skills in order to better train the youth group members who handle their activities in the future. Also, the youth group has various working groups which are doing certain tasks like contests. We have groups like the task force of contests of the youth group. That task force of the contests of the youth group has been created in November 25 annual meeting and has organized so far the Wikilogs Eurovision contest, which has been very successful, and more than 1,000 articles were written. In the youth group, so as you can see, since 2024 we have working groups. However, it was only from 2025 that the working groups that are groups of young members that is planning and desiring to develop the youth skills in a particular aspect like social media management. It was only 2025 that they get a much more organized form and began to develop organically and do stuff, do actually a lot of activities and so on. Thank you. It was Nikos about, and I spoke about the annual meeting, the working groups. I hope that this information is useful to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikos. Just checking if the sound is working right now. Okay. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Nikos, and thank you, Asma, so much for representing what the CEE Youth Group is and does. I will be handing over the mic and the platform and the stage to over to Favor from Nigeria to represent WikiVibrance and the work that they do. Favor, the floor is yours. Take it over. Okay, Favor, are you ready? Okay, just make sure to unmute yourself. And then the slide is already being presented.
Okay. Okay, so
Feel free to start.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Favor. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm Favor and I'm from Nigeria. Actually, I'm part of WikiVibrance projects and I'll be representing WikiVibrance. Okay, so the WikiVibrance project will start by saying that the founder was a Nigerian also. He's a Nigerian. Her name is Ufemia Umadu. The username is, I hope I can be able to pronounce this, Ufemia. The country, she's a Nigerian, and state, she's an Imo State person. She's a Wikimedian who involves in youth movement activities. Okay, slide 3. Overview. The WikiVibrance project kick-started in August 2021 by Ufemia Umadu as a project to bring young people together to celebrate International Youth Day and also to demonstrate capacity on growing knowledge in the digital space by working together to bridge content gaps on specific themes on the Wikimedia project. So she started this 2021 from the passion of getting herself involved in youth activities here in Nigeria. She started it to commemorate and celebrate the International Youth Day event. So what we do is, once we are already closer to the International Youth Day celebration, we would apply for a grant at the foundation to celebrate the day and also to bridge content gaps, some of which like that of 2024. Okay, let me just continue. I would slide 4. Let me just continue so I will not waste our time. So I'll say a little of our event later. So our members, we have Wikivibrance since inception have recorded over 100 active members and editors, not just editors, but also active members. So if you have any event here in Nigeria, we are always in numbers. We are always in numbers. Here is one of our events that was hosted 2024. That was our last event. We hosted our last event 2024. Although we were planning to have another event last year, 2025, but unfortunately we were not granted the funds for the proposal. So we had to just pin down the proposal for that year. So this year we are hoping to also go again to have our funding. So here is just one of the events, the online event that we're able to host 2024. And you could see that we are in our numbers. So we did that to also celebrate the International Youth Day 2024. This project happened around August 2024. Okay, next slide. Our activities, out of 8 events that WikiVibrance have hosted since, we are able to host 8 events since inceptions from 2021 down to 2026. We have been able to host 8 different events. Here is a picture of one of its participants who joined the Gombe network in celebrating International Youth Day event of 2024. Now, Gombe is a Hausa state in Nigeria. I hope you know Hausa language. We have here in Nigeria, we have the English, you have the Igbo, you have the Yoruba, you have the Hausa. Now, the 2024 event was done among these 4 languages. Here in Nigeria, we're able to get funding to celebrate and also bridge content gaps amongst 4 different languages here in Nigeria. So here is a picture of one of the events of 2024 at Gombe. This is the Hausa community that celebrated the WikiVibrance and also helps in bridging the content gaps for the event. Next slide. The core teams. So these are the teams that have been helping since the inception of the project. We have the Euphemia Umadu, the founder and also project coordinator. She has been with the foundation. She has been with the event, the project from 2021 down to the present. We have Francet Fox. Is part of partnership and planning team. He has been also with WikiVibrance since 2021 to the present moment. We have James Pokuola, is a Nigerian. He's in charge of communication officer, and he has been with the WikiVibrance from 2021 down to the present moment. We have Iben Mal. We have Iben May, community liaison officer from 2021 down to today. We have Douglas, also a program officer from May 2022. He joined the WikiVibrance project 2022. We have Dave Jadia. This person is in charge of outreach for the South Asian people, and he joined July 2025. Okay, my next slide. Now, our partners. Currently, WikiVibrance is partnering with 10 affiliates and organizations who are involved in youth focus projects as we are involved. As we are involved in the WikiVibrance is involved in youth projects, youth activities. So we have different 10 affiliate and organizations that are interested, and they are also our partners for our youth focus projects. And we have also been working with a few of them since inception. So on my last slide, I have here is the link to the project meta page for more fact checking and review. So if you are interested in getting to know more about WikiVibrance, here is the link to getting more information. Because I have a limited time, so I'll stop here. Thank you all for engaging, and I remain Favor Dari 123. Favor by name, and I'm a Wikimedian. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Favor. That was very insightful. I realized I don't know as much as I thought about WikiVibrance, so this was very insightful. Thank you. And for the last but not least presenter today, I want to introduce everyone to Janos, who actually helped a lot in putting everything together, getting everyone involved in one group, and kindly asking Wikimedia Deutschland to help support this process, and involving Sanjin Zamula from Wikimedia Deutschland to help out with everything that you're seeing right now. So Janos will be talking more about the Young Wikipedianer, the young editors, let's say, group that hosts mostly German-speaking young Wikimedians. I'll give the floor over to Janos to start presenting. Janos, don't forget to say next slide so Sanjin can know when to switch the slide, right? All right, thank you so much. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Shaheen, for moderating. I hope everyone can hear me. Yeah, I will be presenting to you the only youth group that has one common language, that language being German. So, Sanjin, maybe you want to put in the first slide. So German means that we are not only in Germany, but we're also talking about Austria and Switzerland. And we even have one member from the most northern part of Italy. Apparently, you also speak German there. I didn't know that. So maybe you've already learned something before we're even finished with the presentations. Yeah, and the group is called the Young Wikipedianer, or if you would translate it to English, it would be the Young Wikipedians. So I will probably refer to our group in the event here as the German Young Wikipedians. Next slide, please. So I found this flyer when preparing for the presentation. I think there's a bit of, yeah, now I can see it. It's about 10 years old, pretty much exactly 10 years old, and I found it a bit fascinating that there some things have changed, of course, but overall it's not that different than before. But I prepared to do a more modern presentation for today. Next slide, please. So the Young Wikipedians were founded already in 2007. So it was also the first youth group in Wikipedia worldwide. Actually on Christmas Eve. So apparently someone, I don't know, didn't have any friends, family or whatsoever. He just started to go on Wikipedia, create a page. I think it was only about 2 sentences. And that was it. And now, almost 20 years later, probably you also have to do something for the 20th anniversary, I guess. But now, almost 20 years later, we're at about 33 active members, and we made about 5,400 edits in the last 6 months. So if you would divide it by the people that are there, then it's more than 100 edits per person in 6 months. And I know it's not as many edits as, for example, Nikos does, but I think it's still a big number. We have some activities. Well, we is actually the wrong word because there's an age limit of 21. I'm 2 years older than that, so actually I lied to you. I'm not a young Wikipedian because it's only until the age of 21. But I'm still supporting the young Wikipedians, and you may be surprised that the age limit is that low. It was even lower a few years ago. It was 18, and it was already raised to 21. But it's low enough to get 33 active members. So yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. We have regular meetings and competitions, so we have one online meeting every month. The last one was this Monday, for example, and there's also every half year there's a real life meeting. It's a bit easier to organize because it's only 3 countries and not a whole continent or the whole world, as for example with the Central Eastern Europe youth group. But still we need support for those real life meetings, and we get support from Wikimedia Germany, financial support and also administrative support. So for example, they do the bookings and pay the bookings. But in the end, I'd like to point out that the program, for example, is done by the group themselves. So the group is mostly community driven, but it's supported by Wikimedia Germany. And a few months ago, I was at a meeting where there was like a model of youth participation, and there were different steps. And the first one was like youth being excluded in all of the discussions, and the last step was youth being not driven by an organization, but driven by themselves and supported by an organization. So we're like at the top of this ladder if you take the model seriously there. Yeah, apart from that, there are also some competitions I'd like to highlight in the next slide. And we have a Slack workspace for official communication, a Discord channel for non-official communication. We have a Signal group together with Wikimedia Germany. And yeah, now you can see some pictures from the meetings, and you may be wondering that you don't see any faces. That's just because the focus at the Young Wikipedians is really to create a safe space. So this means no pictures from all of the people on comments, no real names attached to the usernames and so on. So this is why we only have a picture like that at every meeting, but it's at least we need to get creative a bit. Yeah, and on the right side you can see some of the winning images of the picture competitions we do 4 times a year. We also have an article competition that also goes 4 times a year, but I thought it's better to share some images here than whole articles. But I think there are some pretty nice images and also some pretty good articles over there where people really put much time into their articles. Next slide, please. Yeah, I have to wait a bit until the slide loads. Yeah, in the last years, we also had some thought about attracting new members. We started with doing some school workshops. They received good feedback, but probably because people were able to skip school and go to our workshop, and maybe not because people wanted to become Wikipedians. So there was like no one who became a Wikipedian from those school workshops, although all of the students found it pretty good and wanted to do it another time and so on. But it's also very much effort to go into schools and do workshops there. So we decided to set up an event ourselves, which is called Jugend editiert in German, or maybe you could translate it to Youth Edits. And it has an online version that started a few months ago, and also an offline version that takes place 1 time per month in Berlin. And the focus there is to get people that are interested in Wikipedia to go there or log in, and then introduce them to the Wikipedia, because the young Wikipedians themselves are for people that already made their first edits. So we have like a gap of people that are young but are not Wikipedians, and that gap we can't close it, because not every young person will become a Wikipedian, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much the main point where we can get some new members, because we have also, of course, young people on Wikipedia that are not young Wikipedians, but most of them know of the young Wikipedians. Yeah, next slide, please. We did this now for some time, and I can share a little bit of pro con to you. On the pro side, of course, it's less effort because people go to us instead of we go to them. And also more people then continue editing because they're already motivated, and then it's easier for them to stick to it. Of course, it's still a lot of effort, and there are some people that only some people that continue editing, and not many that become active members. So, for example, in the event in Berlin, which already goes since some years. Right now, we've had, I think, about 3 people that were young Wikipedians or are still young Wikipedians. One person I talked to yesterday that wants to join, and we've got about 4 other people that are older than 21 but still active, because in Berlin the age limit is 25. So we have some people that are there but are too old to get young Wikipedians. But if you put it into account that we do this for some time now, then it's obviously not that much. Next slide, please. Here we were also covered by the German press, and it was not like just some local newspaper. It was one of the biggest newspapers in Germany. They wanted to do some coverage about the 25th anniversary, and then they Wikimedia Germany handed them over to us, and then they came to the meeting last year and published an article. And I really recommend reading the article. You can translate it to English, and you are able to read it by scanning the QR code. So maybe we'll just leave a few seconds for people to do a screenshot or scan the QR code, and then go over to the next slide. Okay, maybe now. So in case you already have your camera, your smartphone camera to scan QR codes, there's another one right here. We also did an Instagram channel. I know we are not the first ones to do an Instagram channel. The CEE group was like the example for us to do it, but there were some concerns, of course. But since a few months, the Instagram channel is up and running, and there's already some content online. There will be some more content in the future. For example, I want to highlight a street survey here we did at the last meeting in Dresden in Germany, where we just asked random persons what do they think about Wikipedia, what do they think about young people editing Wikipedia, and this person here, right here, that I'm asking on the picture, says translated that she finds Wikipedia pretty good. And yeah, I think that's a good conclusion to the presentation. So I'd like to give back to Shaheen for the next part.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Janos, for the super wonderful presentation. I will be spending the next 10 minutes asking you questions, and then the following 10 minutes, if there are any questions from the audience, take them to see if there are any comments on the YouTube channel, on the stream. So I will be starting with the following question in terms of, let's say, starting a youth group, because a lot of you were present when the youth group started. Well, not Janos, I guess, because it was 10 years ago. But many other people were around when the youth group started. So if someone, like, I don't know, Nikos, Asma, or Favor, wanted to, or anyone in the audience really wanted to start a youth group tomorrow, what do you think are the first 3, let's say, things they should do, and what mistakes should they avoid? So if you were to start a youth group from scratch based on your experience, what are 3 things you should definitely do, and what are mistakes you should avoid? And also, when I say this, keep in mind that you don't have to be someone who started a youth group. You just have to be a member of a youth group who sees the day-to-day operations of that group. Who would like to answer that question?
I can start if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
So yeah, the first thing to do, of course, is to set up on Wiki, and so yeah, that's probably the first thing you want to do. And after that, of course, it's not only done by setting up a page. You obviously also need people to join your group that you've just created. So it's about well, maybe you already know some people because well, it's probably you do because you want to create a youth group in your Wikipedia language, and then well, you can talk to them that you already know. So that's the second step, and the first step is also to do some advertisement. So, for example, in the German Wikipedia, there are like those blogs that join Wikipedia. And if I see someone is new, then I click on page. And in those templates, if that person happens to be a young person, then he or she already knows about the young Wikipedians and can inform how to become a member and so on.
It seems that we have lost Janos, because I don't think I hear him anymore. All right, I want to see if anyone else wants to respond to this question. If someone wanted to start a youth group tomorrow, what would be the first things they should do and things they would likely have to avoid? I know that maybe Favor or Asma would have wanted to respond. Does anyone want to go next?
Okay. Let me say just one. What I feel like should be done after what Janusz said is partnership, partnering with like minds, organizations, and affiliates to expand to expand how large you can get to reaching your goals as a group. So partnering with like-minded organizations, and that is what has been helping WikiVibrance up to today, because we are partnering with people, affiliate organizations that are also youth oriented, that are interested also in youth movement. So that is what I feel. You should just have partnering, ensure that you have partners so they can help to build your group faster. So that's it from my end.
Okay, thank you so much, Favor. And Asma, you wanted to go next?
Yeah, so I just wanted to share a quick story. So basically, like I mentioned in the beginning, I am from Malaysia and I'm also from Estonia. So basically, I'm representing both the CE Youth Group, and as of May this year, we actually just established the ECF Youth Group, and all thanks to the model of the CE Youth Group that actually really worked for us. So basically, in my opinion, what I noticed that is the most important is that we really look for guidance from our affiliates, because from what I noticed in the CEU group, we really look up to advice from our steering committee and also from the CEE hub, and that goes also for the reason how the ECF group worked, because we followed how the CE Youth Group take advice and really look into collaborating very closely with the CEE Hub. So I think whenever someone wants to start a youth group, it's really important for us to have a good, I would say, mentor, And this can be in terms of an organization or a person that we can really trust. We can really trust to look for advice from, so that when we want to start making decisions or when we want to start to create new ideas, we want to see whether this is something that can work in the region, because although we are from one region, there are a lot of cultural differences that we have to um, take into account. And being working really closely with the hub or the affiliates can really help us to get their perspective, to make sure that our youth group is inclusive and it doesn't just side with one country, for example. So yeah, I think that one is a very important aspect when we want to start a youth group, so that we can also uh, build trust with each other.
Thank you so much, Asma. And also, Nikos wanted to add something real quick.
Thank you, Shahen. What I want to add is that you need, when you make a youth group, to ensure that there is a regional organization or at least like-minded affiliates who want to support you, because this can be really helpful for the development of your group. For example, thanks to our partnership with the CEE we have been able to develop our social media group faster, because there is a specialist of communication from the CEE which supports us with a lot of strategies in the social media working group. And she also has, Carolina has done a lot of good trainings for us to boost our skills. It is important to have a lot of good support so that you can develop your skills faster and to bring you new ideas, to help you with new ideas that can make even more impact for your youth group. It is very useful to have a supporter, because the CHAP has really helped us to increase our engagement, be more respected, and the CHAP, without the CHAP, we wouldn't have been able to reach the phase and stage of development that the CHAP group has now after 3 years of existence. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Nikos. Janusz, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, no, I will do it fine. Of course, I also suggest to get some support from an affiliate. It's pretty important. Shaheen, you also asked about mistakes that things you shouldn't do, and one of them, or one of the really important ones, it's not something you'd have to really watch out at the beginning, but when you go on, because when you start with a youth group with people that all know each other, and then you have, I don't know, 10 people or something, and you start doing stuff and so on, and eventually all of those 10 people, because they're in the same age group, they get older, and at some point, maybe you don't have anyone new, because you thought, well, we have about 10 people, that's enough, and so you have to constantly look for people to join after you started. That's pretty important, and that's something that we in the German youth group almost missed before the pandemic.
Thank you so much, Janusz. That is an insightful response. I have another question, though, for everyone in the session here. It's about the challenge of getting young people involved versus the challenge of keeping them involved. So getting them in is one thing, keeping them in is another. So based on your youth group experiences, what are some things that actually worked in both cases? So how did you get them in and how did you get them to stay? And I also have an additional personal question, which is what made you personally stay in the Wikimedia movement as a young contributor? Who would want to go first?
Okay, I will go
Go
first.
ahead, Faber.
Okay,
Your
so this
camera's
is
off, by the way, Faber.
oh, so sorry, so sorry. Okay, this is what I can say. That is doing hosting event activities that breeds that has their interest. You don't want to, as a person that is just starting the youth group, don't want to do or get involved in an activity of an event or a project that wouldn't interest your members. So you want to do a project that would have their interest. For example, now, let's say the northern part of Nigeria, you don't want to keep doing English related articles, or let's say events. You don't want to go there and start doing English related events. Not that they are not English speakers or English editors over there, but they are more of Hausa people over there, and they would be interested in their languages more than English. So you want to do an event that would interest the people, your members. So I think, and for me, what has keep me staying in the Wikimedian ecosystem is just joining, because where I stay or where I reside, they host more of Wikimedian events, that has to do with youth, youth projects, and also um, something that has to do with my interest. Because if it doesn't have to do with my interest, I would not be interested in coming for your event. So, what has kept me staying is always um, seeing the project proposals, events that interest me. So that is what has been keeping me going, because that would help me to bridge content gaps, because it's something that is of my interest. It is my passion to do that. So, for example, you want to tell me I don't speak Hausa, right? So you not want to do a project that will have to do with Hausa, and you want me to be on board. So it has always been English events that have been hosted around me, and that has always kept me interested in Wikimedia content and activities. I think that's what.
Thank you, Favor. I'll give the mic over to Janos next.
Yes, thank you, Shaheen. So I've already talked a bit about how to get young people to become member of the group, but of course it's not done with that. So we've got a few things to keep members alive, maybe you could say it like that. So first of all, the most important thing is that people join our communication channel, being Slack. It's a space only open to people that are actually members of the Young Wikipedians, and me, I guess. But there are no people that can join that don't have are involved in the group whatsoever, because it's private. But every person joining the group has or receives an invitation to join the Slack channel. I think most people do join the channel, but some of them don't do it, and those people that don't join, that's most of them are then, well, they may be active on Wikipedia, but they are not involved in the youth group themselves. So, and then of course they don't have any advantages if they don't are involved in the group at all. So that's why this is like the most important thing. And then of course it's like the community feeling that you should create in the group. For example, with doing meetings, competitions, and so on, that helps people to stay active. I think there are a lot of people that would have already lost the interest to Wikipedia if they wouldn't have become member of the youth group. Maybe I would have been a person like that too. So for me, this also helped to stay active, and for me, it was also great that you are also able to work with that. You can organize meetings yourself. You can organize competitions. You can share your ideas with the others, discuss them, do, for example, a new event in Berlin one time per month. then there are some press who wants to write something about it and so on and so forth. And it's something where you can really learn a lot. And that's also the answer to the second question, I guess. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you so much, Janos. I'm going to give the floor to Nikos now. Nikos, go ahead.
Thank you, Shagen, for this question. What I have to add as a member of the youth group is that how we got involved them. We were able to involve young Wikimedians from all the CEE region through our efforts, through the efforts of the CEE Hub, through the efforts of the community, and through the conferences that happened at the region, both at the CEE meetings with our regional conference and both also our international conference, the Wikimedia, where many young people from the CEE region also attend. How we have been able to involve our members in the youth group. We have various methods that we have used that have brought results on order to keep the young members of the youth group active. One of them is the working groups. We have approximately 20 members in the various working groups. The working groups have been a way that we have been able to keep many young members active, because with these groups they are able to learn stuff, to work with staff, they're able to learn new skills, they're able to produce content and impact that many people can see. This is one way. The social media working group has been the most successful of our working groups, and we have some really motivated members from this working group, because this working groups allows our members to produce content and make impact and learn how to manage communication, which is a very important aspect for the Wikimedia movement, for their community in the future. Another way that we have used in the youth group to keep the people active and involved are the trainings. Since 2025, with support from Carolina and Barbara, and more recently Darabs in the CEE Hub, we have been organizing from time to time trainings about important topics that the youth group members want to know about, like communication, like organization, and other workshops. With these workshops, people are being able to join and learn new skills, to learn new things that will be useful for their organization capacities, for the organizing of their events. These events have been successful, and usually at least 10 or 15 people have joined in them. Also, another initiative that we have taken on in order to keep young members active and involved in the youth group are our bi-monthly meetups, which allows us to keep touch with each other, share news, share experiences, share activities of the youth around the European, Central European region, and Central Asia. And then lastly, the fourth important initiative we have taken and has paid off some results regarding how to keep young members is the contest. We organized the Wiki Loves Eurovision contest, where many young members from the CEE region and not only participated and wrote articles in the around Wikipedias about the Eurovision Song Contest, both singers and songs of the famous music contest of Europe. So we have used various methods, which are contests, which are meetups, and the working groups. These are the most effective ways that we have been able to keep the young members involved in the CEE Youth Group. And regarding the last part of the question from Sahen, what motivated us to stay in the Wikimedia movement as young Wikimedians is so when I joined the Wikimedia movement as an editor of Wikipedia years ago at primary school, my motivation was to simply improve my English, say new knowledge, make the encyclopedia more complete with more information for the Greek readers. And as the time grew, I wanted to invest in new skills, invest in new capacities, bring Wikimedia closer to the youth, and also make visible to Greek youth that Wikimedia can give also the ability to share your interests, share content about things you like, and of course, get skills that can be useful in the future for your CV. Thank you very much. I hope this answer was a good one, and I'm looking forward for the next question.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Nikos.
and thank you, everyone.
Before the next question, I'm going to give the mic over to Asma, who also wanted to add something real quick. Asma, do you want to also answer this question?
Yeah, sure. I think Nikos also covered a lot of parts, but I also just want to add on to one thing. Currently, the wiki clubs are starting to become more famous in different regions, and I think having wiki clubs can really provide the youth with a community that they can relate to. So that is also very helpful in making sure that new editors feel like they are supported in some ways because they don't directly need to deal with big affiliates in case they're shy, and being in wiki clubs help them to get the trainings that they need because normally wiki clubs are associated with the hub or also the affiliates that they are representing. So yeah, that's the only thing that I wanted to add on. For me personally, the reason why I stay in the um, Wikimedia movement and also contribute as much as I can is because of the community. I think the community did very um, noble work, in my opinion, because it takes a lot of time to be an editor, or and also like to focus on contributing in different projects, and it takes a lot of time. Just like it just really takes a lot of time, and um, but because of the community who are always so supportive, so that makes me feel like okay, this community are really inclusive and they really want to make me contribute. So yeah, that one has been my motivation for staying. Thank you.
Thank you, Asma. Before I let you go, though, I want to ask you to explain to the audience what a wiki club is, or the concept of the wiki club is, because maybe some people don't know.
Oh, okay. I do try my best with that. So wiki clubs is normally a group of students or members from a community who wants to participate and also become contributors. But normally wiki clubs is in universities where students can join and do it as their extracurricular activities aside from just their university courses. So yeah, and normally Wikiclubs is famous for university students and also high school students.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. My next question is more about being taken seriously. So I feel like a lot of Wikimedians, young Wikimedians in the movement, have experienced not being taken seriously because of their age. I wanted to ask if you've personally encountered this, your groups, your communities have encountered this, and how can the Wikimedia movement at large create spaces where young people can feel heard, like genuinely heard, but also be able to contribute to the overall, let's say, movement strategy. Janos, do you want to go next?
Yes, thank you, Shaheen. That's a pretty relevant question in German Wikipedia because it's also one of the oldest ones. The English one was first, of course, but it's pretty old. And so the people that started in, I don't know, 2005 or something, when they were young, they are, of course, now also a bit older. And that's why we have like some old people and also new younger people and so on. So we have a pretty broad age diversity, and of course with that you also have some conflicts with people that are older and think they are more experienced, but maybe it's the age is not the same as experience. Maybe you have an old person who just starts doing their first edit, and you can also have a young person who has already 10 years of experience. and some people mix it up and think, oh, you're young, so you don't have a lot of experience. And that's a problem in the German Wikipedia. And of course, that's why we do a youth group, because then people can support each other. If someone has a discussion where he or she is only reduced to the age, then others can jump in and so on. But we have still some people that actually don't want to join the group, because then everyone will see that they are young. If they don't join, of course, no one knows if they don't put it on their talk page or something, that they're young. And so there are people that try to keep this a secret, because they have fear of then people arguing against them just because they're young. Yeah, and what can you do about this? We tried to start a communication channel that, or a possibility to join our communication channel, even without like publicly being announced as a young Wikipedian. But I think no one no one used the opportunity yet to do this. So I don't know if that's a good way, but that's one way we thought about doing this. And yeah, let's hear about the others. Maybe they have maybe also the same problem and different ways of yeah, doing solutions for it.
Thank you very much, Janos. Nikos, do you want to go next?
Yes, I can. Thank you for the question. Regarding this question, my answer is that in my own community, I have received support for my activities and the contests that I have held. I haven't faced this issue of not being heard. I have been heard and I have been supported by my community for any endeavors about contests and stuff that I want to organize. I want to say about the second part of the question that you need to make sure that the youth is represented and to make sure your affiliate or your community that your young people can have a place they can sign. One way that we can prove this is by, and I will say the Greek experience on this, a few ways that you can make the youth more heard is by organizing events in a fixed schedule, in a fixed frequency. For example, we have done in Corfu the Wikithon in my affiliate, and this Wikithon, which is a hackathon for students in the University of Corfu, has been able to engage many interested students on hacking and coding, who are students of IT in general. Another way that we can make them heard is by organizing another way that you can keep them active and engaged and make them heard is by ensuring that in your events you can make sure that you can also bring young Wikimedians and make them and bring them together. Also, another thing that I have to add is that you need to ensure that there is a space for the youth in your community. There is a space for the young people to sign. There is someone who is taking care of the youth, who is involved there with youth programs. You need to ensure that there is some sort of mentorship opportunities for young Wikimedians to sign. You need to ensure that your youth is involved in activities. You need to make sure that you will involve the youth in your activities in some way so that they are heard, they feel that they are represented, and they have also the opportunity to help your community grow even faster, to prosper, and ensure the skill transfer. We have done this through various ways, including the CEE meeting that we organized last year in Thessaloniki, where many young people helped us with volunteering tasks. So you need to make sure in your events that there is some way that the youth can benefit, like doing some tasks, doing some stuff, or even just bringing them together so they can share experience and they can develop.
All right. Thank you very much, Nikos. All right. I have my next question here, and it's the following. So imagine we're sitting here 5 years from now. What would success for youth engagement in the Wikimedia movement look like to you?
Yeah, maybe I can start. For me, of course, success would be that there's less age discrimination, not that it's like the most important point, but we just spoke about that. Yeah, that there's more respect for young people, that it's not like, oh, you're young, you don't have any experience. Yeah, and, discussions, or I don't know, when you there are some roles you can do you can candidate for and so on in those sort of situations. And of course, I would be happy if the German Youth Group evolves over time. If maybe it's probably not easy to get a lot of more members, because in Germany and Europe in general, there's the demographic change, and there are less young people and more older people in general in the whole population. So it might also already be a success to maintain the number of members we have, but to get them more involved, to get more people to, from those about 30 members we have on the list, to go to the meetings, to join the Slack channel, and so on. And yeah, that's what I think would be very good in 5 years. And of course, to maintain activities, try out new things like Instagram channels. Maybe there's a new social media network in 5 years. We don't know. Yeah.
Thank you, Janos. Nikos, do you want to go next?
I can go next. Thank you, Sahen, for this question. What looks like a success in 5 years from now in the youth engagement? My answer will be that it will be very nice after 5 years to have done leaps and leaps in the youth engagement, like each region to have its own youth group with specialized support by Wikimedians and staff for their communities. Also, the youth social media working groups around the world. I mean, in the working group, in the youth groups of the world, to have reached in a place that they are the main channels to bring to the broader public, not only Wikimedians, what the youth is doing. Also, I would envision that in 5 years, what would like success for me in youth engagement would be to have youth groups that they are doing everything in an even improved manner than what they do now. For example, body and mentorship systems to be very developed, to have systems that will ensure that even the most recent member, the most how to say it, not very active member will be able to have a directly mentor to help them develop the skills. I mean, to have more frequently sessions to teach stuff to the young members. Also, wiki clubs to be much more successful and become adopted as a practice by as more affiliates as possible. Also, one other thing I would say is that to see more and more young people to become elected in the affiliate boards, so that the young members can be represented even more in the affiliate activities. Another last thing that I would like to say is that I hope in 5 years we will be able to have activities by all the youth groups that will be developed in a very high scale. I mean, if you will have in 5 years from now youth groups in all the world, in all the regions, with a lot of activities like trainings, like contests, like support to organize stuff, that will be great success, because we would have been able to make national and regional, I mean, international networks that will be able to share knowledge in a very good manner, in a very good way, an organized way to the young members from all the world. And I mean, the youth to have not only the affiliates on their side, but to have its young member to have the opportunity to and benefit from the existence of a youth group in the region that will help them to develop their skills in a complete way. I hope in 5 years we have much stronger youth groups, much stronger youth structures, much stronger frameworks to develop the skills and the capacities of all the young people around the world in the Wikimedia movement.
Thank you so much. Before I go to the next one, I want to remind everyone that Fernanda is currently moderating the chat box of the live stream on YouTube. So it would be, please feel free to ask any questions you might have in the comment section on YouTube, and we will be responding them here. Asma also, she's about to board an international flight, so she asked us to read her response to everyone. So she says, quote, "In my opinion, more youth in leadership positions will be one improvement in the next 5 years. More youth would feel more confident seeing their own representation, and maybe will be more inspired to also step up and be more involved in the movement in general." And Janos also wanted to add one more thing to the international perspective of the discussion. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I totally forgot about it actually when responding to questions. So there was the first international youth meeting in Prague already, and well, in 5 years, I hope we've had the next one and the third one. So that's there are more youth groups in the world globally in their regions that are connected to each other, that maybe have a cool design, cool put together by China. Yeah, because I think there's a lot potential that is not there yet right now. That would be a good thing for the next 5 years to work on that.
Thank you very much, Janos. Favor, would you want to be the last one responding to this question?
Yes. Okay. So for us,
perfect. Your camera's on.
Okay. So sorry. Okay. Okay. For us, at the WikiVibrance, success in the next 5 years would be that we are being privileged to get more funding to host more of International Youth Day celebrations with at least across the languages we have here in Nigeria, because we have more than 4 languages that are be stable in the country. So the success for us will be that we are able to reach the unreachable places here, to let them know about the International Youth Day and how they can be part of the Wikimedia. And also success that the next 5 years for us, not just celebrate International Youth Day locally here in Nigeria, but internationally, bringing on board more languages across Nigeria to celebrate, and also come together to bridge content gap across the globe. So that will be a success for us at WikiVibrance. I think that's it.
All right, thank you very much, Favor. As we're approaching the very end of our panel discussion today, I have one closing question before we wrap things up. So it's, if there's one thing you want participants to take away from today's discussion, or future viewers, or current streamers, or one piece of advice for someone thinking about starting a youth initiative in their own communities, in their own locations, in their own languages, what would that piece of advice be? Nikos, do you want to go first?
Thank you, Shahen, for the question. I can go first. My advice, my piece of advice that I would give to anyone who is viewing us either now or in the future would be, when you will create your youth group, or when you want begin planning to make your youth group, make sure you have support from depending if it's a national youth group or a regional, for many countries, youth group. Make sure that you have like-minded affiliates or people ready here to support you, because they will be able to help you develop the group much faster, because they will be able to provide you organizational or other kind of support. Because the youth group had support from the C-Hub. The C-Hub helped us to grow, helped us to make us visible, helped us to develop our skills faster in the youth group, and organize various working groups and stuff more in a more organized and complete manner. So my advice will be, when you want to make a youth group, please make sure that you have like-minded affiliates or people support you, because they can support you in developing a program of activities for the youth group. They can help you be visible, more visible in the national and international movement. They can help you to organize various organizational and other aspects of the youth group in a more complete manner, so that the youth group you want to make will be more complete, more coherent, and will be more equipped to face the Wikimedia movement in the future. I mean, to become a successful component of the movement in the future. That's for me. Thank you, Sahen, for being this very interesting question.
Thank you very much, Nikos. Janos, do you want to go next?
Yes, so there's a recording of the session that you can take away. But apart from that, I'd like you to take away that you don't give up. You have the courage to create a page, to talk to people, to find people that support you. That doesn't have to be affiliates. I know there are regions without this support. It could also be people like us. We have the Telegram group, the international one, where you can ask for support and ideas. Maybe there will be a link in the YouTube chat in a bit to join the group in case you're not already in it. You have our names in the recording. You can also write us. At least I can speak for myself. I hope it's also okay for the others. For example, we had at a meeting, we had last year, we also had, like in our real life meeting, an online meeting together with Ferdinando from Italy, and also some more people from there. So to support them starting their youth group, and to provide them with the resources we have, the things we did, and so on. So I think everyone is happy to support you when you want to start a youth group. And as the youth group grows, you can also grow yourself. Yeah, that's from me. And yeah, I'll give back to Shahid.
Thank you very much, Janos, for this thoughtful answer. Asma, from her airport gate, has also given us an answer for this one. She says, I think that being part of a youth group can really develop our skill sets in so many ways through all the trainings and support by the hubs and affiliates who are looking to support youth communities, and that we have a vast network of supportive youth communities that we can reach out to work on our initiatives and ideas. Okay, before I start wrapping up the session, Favor, would you like to contribute to this question as well? You will have around 30 seconds. Go.
Okay, so for me, what I would like that everyone take home from this is start small. As someone that is interested in having a youth group, if you're interested in having a youth group, you want to start a youth group, start small, start with the available resources that you can get, start with the available people, the members, just start small and grow along as you keep evolving, you will surely grow. The WikiVibrance started with a few members 2021. It was even an online event, not a physical event. But later on, we were able to host more of online and physical events and also increase our members. So start small and grow later. Grow as you keep revolving, keep getting funding, partnership, you will surely grow, but start small. So that's for me.
Thank you very much, Faber. Okay, I will now close the panel discussion for today. Thanks to everyone who joined. Thanks to Faber from Nigeria and WikiVibrance. Thanks to Janos from Young Wikipedians, and for Nikos and Asma from the CEE Youth Group, as well as Fernanda for monitoring the chat all the way from Mexico. It's probably early in the morning for you. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just noon. I'm really bad with time zones. And also thank you very much for Sanjin and everyone at Wikimedia Deutschland for letting us use your capacity for these and resources for these discussions. We've heard a few different models tonight from very different parts of the movement, but I do think the same thread runs through all of them. So youth engagement isn't really about recruiting, but also about building spaces for young people to get the real work done, take ownership, make decisions, shape what communities look like in the future. So I definitely am biased because I'm sitting here as the result of a youth program that I joined 10 years ago. But every person on this panel is evidence that this model works, and that if you give young contributors room and trust, they don't just stay, but they end up running things themselves. That's the whole argument, right? So if you're thinking about starting something in your own community, I hope today gave you a few practical ideas and a bit of nerve. So come find any of us at any physical or digital event in the Wikimedia world. Thank you again, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. Thank you so much for having us.
Goodbye, everyone. It was a nice opportunity to share our experiences and meet again. Bye-bye.